I think my staff's getting tired of me quoting Marshawn Lynch, but like he still said it best. Like he's about that action, right?
Like on purpose, no matter where the location of the pitch is, you crazy fool. Like I'm telling you right now, there is not one hitter on the planet.
Fellas. I don't know about that, but you know what? I'll save it for 12 months from now, and we'll talk about it in 12 months. Yeah.
Don't leave that dugout. We got Bo and Joe coming up next on the Farm System, right here, right now.
Welcome back to another episode of the Farm Unfiltered. Oh, we got the whole cast today, baby.
We got the whole crew here, and the plant. We got the mics, and we got our boy Cody.
Cody who?
Cody Martin.
Ooh.
There feeling froggy as hell, boy.
He popped on the podcast feeling like he...
Hey, man, you better be careful.
Oh, man, he popped on ready to do something.
Yeah.
It's all right. I think it's because he doesn't actually have to see anybody face to face. You know, he's a little shy when he first meets you, and then he pops off. But he's talking to us, so he's, feeling a little good.
Even with us, though, you got to kind of pry it out of him, man.
Yeah.
He's like a hidden gem out here.
I mean, he's kind of started getting a little poppy, though, the last week or so. You know what I'm saying? So
he is.
Just throwing it out there. But, Bo, you brought up some interesting facts. I think, first off, let's start with the shoes.
Oh, yeah, my fault.
Your B, honestly.
This episode of the Farm Unfiltered is brought to you by the Air Farm Ones.
Ooh.
Cody, what do you call them? The Grill Master 3000?
The Grill Master 3000s.
Yeah, give him a little tilt up so you can really get emphasis on that logo there. And if you're not watching the video of this is really on you. It's cool to listen to the audio. That's one thing, but I mean, really, if you want to see Cody Martin's face in the Air Farm ones,
these are just clean, man.
Yeah, and if you're listening in and you're not looking at these puppies, if you can think about the most dad Nike shoes, you know, the ones that are all out there on social media, right? So you're thinking about the most dad Nike shoes that you can come up with, and I honestly want to give a testimonial real quick, Bo.
Yep, I was just going to go there.
Yeah, when I had those puppies on, I swear to you, they might have the most ankle support I've ever felt.
Joey is a little loose downstairs when it comes to the ankles, and this boy was hitting some turns and cuts, and they definitely provided the support he needed. 100%.
I want to know why both, like, I get with Cody, but like, Garth, why are you looking? Why are you looking up there?
I'm fanboying a little bit, Garth.
We got a TV set up. Showing all the mics working, all the new tech. Bo's just hypnotized. Honestly,
I just wanted to make sure the shoes were getting the shot.
No, they were sexy.
That's all.
I'm gonna put that out there. Available on the website. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Call to action.
Air Farm One. Maybe we can put the link in the bio or in the show notes.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
We can we'll teach Cody how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dude, Cody's trained, man. He don't need us anymore.
Savage now.
He's about to go start his own.
Literally ran the company by himself for the last 2 days while we were in Arizona.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're hustling.
Someone's out there like hitting the fast forward 10 seconds. Like, when are they going to get into something I can use here? What the hell? This
Keep
is a
on
baseball
fast
podcast.
forward, baby. Keep on going.
I want something useful here. Keep on tapping that thing.
100%. So what you got, Garth? What'd you ask me?
I think I just really, there's a word that's just been in my soul lately. You know, it's just the legend.
The legend.
Legend.
The legend.
What do you...
Legends.
What do you, Cody? If you could pull up the definition of legend, if we could start there.
And here's the thing: I already did my homework. I know the definition, so you won't get me today, Garth. You just can't.
Okay, all right.
You can't get me.
I don't. Were you prepared? How are you going to ask me? You're going to talk to the audience like, "What do you got today, Joe?" And then already had it in your head queued up. No, man, you just told on yourself.
Well,
you just told on yourself. Honestly,
it is what it is. Cody, what's the definition?
So we got the definition of legend here.
Here we go.
An extremely famous or notorious person, especially in a particular field.
I mean, it fits.
So does this say anything about positive outcome or good and bad and morals or ethics? I mean, I just need a preface with that before we start.
No, we'll give you an example. The man was a living legend.
Oh, well.
That's what you got to work with.
No, the real legends live on after they die too. I mean,
obviously. Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah. So let's start. Maybe take everybody back. So we're out in Arizona for 2 days, right? Mm-hmm. We're with our boys over there at Push Performance. They got their own podcast. Make sure to go and check those boys out. They were talking about communication the other day. Yeah. They had the whole staff going. Yeah, got like 6 guys in a circle. You know what I'm saying? Well. So we got to get Cody on, obviously. Yeah. We started watching Joe Rogan. And we're like, dude, we need a guy that just pulls stuff up and brings stuff to our attention and for the viewers. So now we're going very video.
Yep.
Heavy.
100%
heavy. But okay, so we're out in AZ for 2 days. Right. Well, drove out there the night before, get in super late, pop up the next morning, meet our boys, DJ Edwards, Brandon, all those guys out there. Right. Taylor with the mustache.
Yep.
Nasty.
Yep.
Right.
Our
That
boy-
thing, that stash is serious.
Our guy Miser out there.
Yeah. Meisner. Yeah. He's a
He's
beast.
doing it.
Yeah. And then, so we're out there. We record those guys. We got some stuff. I'm not going to go in yet. I'm not going to. We did something.
We did a couple somethings.
Yeah. We did a couple somethings on there. Right. Now, so well, on the way back, right, there's just a conversation that started.
Yeah, so how it started, Cody sent me a meme that was pretty classic, and
Oh, yeah, that did how
I
it
was
started,
kind of
huh?
laughing in the car a little bit and started talking about a legend in the space, and
Legend.
really the inspiration for the shoes too, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
And yeah, I made some pretty drastic comparisons, and Jody,
That's classic.
Joey didn't
Garth,
like him.
You know me for
but-
a year.
Joey didn't like him, but I mean, the legend's a legend, man. He is.
Okay, so intro it.
Teacher man?
You just dropped it like that. Like,
Is that what we're doing?
yeah, bro, you can't just drop it like that though. It has to be like it has to be in the point of obviously we've talked about a teach that might be a man that we've done these other things but Bo really gave a different perspective here. And again, like him or don't like him.
Like him or don't
Bo,
like him.
go ahead and give us your case. Tell us the case that you're giving us in the
At
car.
the end of the day,
Yeah.
this is what I was saying.
Yeah.
If you're talking about somebody,
Yeah, don't
when they're not around,
Don't associate. Don't give them the bomb yet. All right. I want
won't.
you to just plead your first case
I'm
that you
just
did in
going
the
to
car.
say, this is what I'm going to say. When you're talking about people and when they live on long past they know that you're talking about them, that's a legend. Living, dead, not around,
Is it?
it is.
Is it?
It is.
Okay. Well, listen to my counter though. Not everyone that you talk about for a long time is a legend.
Name one.
Okay. So let's say this for example. Okay. If a joke might be legendary.
Legendary.
The joke, not the person. So
So
like
what
for
are you
example,
saying?
let's say this. Let's say this. You know when something happens and we're like, dude, classic. That was classic. Right? So like let's say somebody walks in, right, trips over something, smacks their head on the thing, and it's just hilarious, right? That was classic.
Yeah.
Right? And then that's like, dude, that was a legendary moment. Like that will go down and one of the funniest things. Now, is the person legendary? Or was that act legendary? Or was the joke legendary? I think there's different levels here.
Yeah. Are you the joke or are you the jokester? Is what I would say.
I mean,
And is it a one-time thing?
all I'm saying, go ahead, keep pleading your case.
Is it a one-time thing or is it a series of events that somebody's remembered for? And the reason I say that, he snapped, crackling, and popping a lot of guys every day.
Yeah.
He's a legend, and it's legendary.
Okay, well, what
doing.
makes him a legend, though? Is it because what makes him a legend?
Why
do you see him as a
Okay.
legend?
We'll get a little more serious.
Okay, I'm in.
When you talk about building a brand
Yeah,
from nothing,
agreed.
this guy
No,
was
not from nothing, from a basement, Garth.
from a basement, from below base level. You go down in the basement.
And I just want to, first off, I think it was just some misinformation. So I just want to state some facts. He didn't start from anything. He started from a basement with the dad shoes of the century
Yes,
and the best jeans on the market.
jeans.
When it comes to-
he's got the gene game.
No, when it goes into dad game, my man's in.
He is.
All right.
He's
Also,
got it.
a lot of people don't know this, but he also owns a pool hall.
Yeah.
And I guess it's pretty successful.
crushes it.
Yeah, I
The
heard,
guy
it's pretty good.
crushes.
Yeah. So do your thing.
So
Anyways.
considering all that, and first of all, the guy already had a career.
Yeah.
He made money.
Yeah.
He didn't need to do nothing. He built this thing from the basement with a tee, some jeans,
Yep.
and a
And video.
video
Yeah.
camera,
Yep.
swinging in the basement to
Trying to match Barry Bonds.
what he's doing, matching video. He's matching frames.
frames, baby.
Frames.
And also
It's
the ones
impressive.
that are missing.
It's impressive that
Yeah.
matching frames, missing frames,
Yeah.
to hitting with Aaron Judge, to now touring the country doing clinics.
Yeah.
You're
No,
te-
he
you're
really
telling me
did
that-
some things.
I mean, I know I skipped some steps.
No, for sure.
But-
He reminds me of, honestly, and this is where I'll agree with you here. He reminds me of, honestly, if you ever read the book, I've mentioned it a couple times on the podcast, Outrageous Marketing.
Yep.
he's an outrageous marketer. Where like Bo and I were having the conversation that basically like, again, for someone to start from their basement, I mean, he's older too, right? It's not like he's been training baseball players his whole life. You know, he just had his 2 sons. He started watching Barry Bonds film, trying to get his kid to move like Barry Bonds. Quote unquote, they move like Barry Bonds, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, right?
I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah.
I've seen that guy in some old man games. He can swing a little bit in those old man games.
Garth,
Sorry.
it's like saying
Sorry,
the guy
keep
looks
going.
good in front toss. Okay, we're going to move on. Okay, again, that's what, because we don't want to get on that. It's not right
Yeah.
or wrong.
Yeah.
It's not right or wrong when it comes to the thing. We're just purely talking about from a marketing standpoint what my man's been able to do. And so
100%.
it's like to go from nothing to that many followers and how he did it. We were saying, and I was like, there is something there.
There is.
There is something there.
It's like when you're watching something in the moment. When you're watching somebody build something, it's like, it's okay. But when you look back after it's all said and done, you're like, wow, that guy really did something.
I mean, no, it's
But
impressive.
he's still in it.
No, it's
what-
really impressive.
People are
Really.
talking about him right now, and he's still doing it.
No, I know. That is
The
impressive.
story's not done.
It is impressive.
It is.
Yeah, and also, I mean, obviously, in the same run, obviously like we talked about, he came out, started talking mess to like everybody that was in the game,
Yeah.
right? There's a lot of things in there as like a person, or you might say, oh well, character wise, or I mean, he did tell some woman to go make him a sandwich
Yeah.
at one point.
Well,
I mean,
it
he's really done some questionables.
Well, it
But-
kind of leads us into the comparison I was making.
Mm-hmm.
And listen,
Yeah, I know it's coming, and it's just so drastic that I'm sorry. Go ahead,
No,
proceed.
You go ahead first.
No,
You-
no.
you've-
I really have nothing to say. I
Look,
just had to laugh because that
no.
really made me chuckle.
I'm not making a direct comparison. I don't want to hurt anybody's
No,
feelings.
don't try to preface now because you didn't preface in the car when you said
Yes.
it. Okay,
But-
hold on. Let me set the mood. Let me
Yeah,
set
you
the
go
mood.
ahead.
Let me set the setting here. Okay, so we're driving on the road. We're talking about this, right? This is exactly how the conversation's going. Okay, no, I get what you. I agree here. I agree there. Blah 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, like we stopped talking for a half a second, and then Bo just comes out with this line. All right, and I just want you to know that after he said this, I literally didn't stop laughing for probably a good 5 minutes straight.
And I wasn't. I'm going to preface a little
No,
bit
stop
more.
prefacing. No, Cody, please tell. Was this the energy he had before the podcast? He said he
Okay.
didn't he? Wasn't he flexing?
This is what
about
I
he
said.
was-
I
Okay.
said, is Jeffrey Dahmer not a legend?
That was his comparison. He went from teacher man
No.
to Jeffrey Dahmer.
But let me explain.
Okay.
I'm not comparing the two. I was talking about what
no,
makes a
no.
legend.
At some level, you are comparing the two.
What makes a legend? That's what I was
Okay,
trying
so
to drive
I'm
home.
gonna let you plead your case now.
What
'cause
makes a legend?
I know somebody paused it and just started laughing, and now they're back in.
Yes.
So go ahead, do your thing.
Look, I'm not. It's what he did was terrible for humanity.
Oh,
I mean, I think anybody would agree.
Oh, I thought you were talking about teacher man. I
No,
was
no,
like,
no.
I was
I'm
like,
talking-
Jesus.
I'm talking about-
I was like, I'm like, he just hit it, Garth. Like, I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
There's another one, Jesus.
Okay.
Legends everywhere.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
I gotta tone it
Proceed.
down, huh?
Proceed. No, you're good. You're
Look.
good. Flow.
Jeffrey Dahmer, what he did was terrible to humanity.
Yeah.
I mean, I think anybody would agree with that has somewhat of a moral compass.
Somewhat, I would hope.
Somewhat of a moral
Okay.
compass. People still talk about him today. They're making documentaries. People
Yeah.
are making money off that guy's name. Netflix making documentaries.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime. All of them
There's
are.
a point. I hear
You're
it.
telling me that there's a little bit of a legend aspect to that.
Agreed. But why did you bring that up as in comparison to why he was a
Because-
legend? Connect the dots for me.
Because whether you agree with them or not,
Yep.
people get so caught up in Teacherman now. I'm not talking about Dahmer.
Okay.
People get caught up in the emotion. I'm right, he's wrong.
Yeah.
That we downplay what is actually taking place with their brand,
In the marketplace.
with the
yeah.
marketplace,
Market capture. Yeah.
the market capture, and not
Yeah.
even from baseball. I'm talking just business and marketing in general.
I know, I hear you.
How far forward has he pushed the game with the way we interact on Twitter, social media, the podcast right now? Like,
Yeah.
we're making a whole podcast episode on this fool.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people have obviously intentionally not given him any airtime on a lot of different things because they're like, oh, I don't want to push his brand and all those other things. But in the same way, we actually look at things pretty objectively where like obviously like there's some things that we blatantly disagree when it comes to movements or those other things. But we also look at, we always said that my dad used to always tell me too, that you can learn something from anyone, right? Even if it's how not to do something.
Yep.
So, and also too, just because someone has had success doesn't mean that you should do what they do. And I want to add some context to that is, there's a lot of ways to get a lot of attention very quickly. And we talked about that, for example, like someone like him that is coming out of a basement that has no background in baseball. I think he never played past did he play any college? I don't think he ever played any college.
I don't think so.
So he never played any college. And even with that, most of his success, obviously before Aaron Judge and some of these other bigger pros, had gone that direction, was like with his sons. And even then it was like in men's leagues, like it wasn't like anything crazy. We actually asked him, I remember back in the day when the podcast had first started, I remember texting him, trying to get him, and he's like, "What's the farm system?"
Yeah, I remember those days.
What's the farm system?
I mean, honestly, he'd probably give us the same response today, though.
No, 100%. What's the farm? No. So we always look at those other things, and so where we said with that is like, honestly, if you look at that, is there, and I want to soften this other side that people don't think about, is there another way for someone like him at his age to find a way out of your basement with no background in baseball, with no experience in baseball, to somehow work with, I think Aaron Judge was MVP, right? Or Rookie of the Year?
Rookie of the
Cody,
year.
look it up.
Pretty sure it's Rookie of the Year.
Right? Yeah, I think he was Rookie of the Year. I don't think he was an MVP.
Unless he won them both the same year.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Though.
Someone sent out there going,
Altuve won it that year.
Yeah, I think so too. So, yeah. So if that's the case, right? Like, how do you get that exposed? Because again, obviously, we work with pro guys, and like, it's not an easy thing to like get someone of like that, right? Like to actually go in, and not to say he was struggling and generally struggling in minor leagues. So it's like a lot of people get struggling minor leaguers, and he gets respect for again, obviously he got Aaron Judge to produce. It doesn't matter if he's the largest human being on the planet and he can miss hit balls or whatever. He got him to do something he wasn't doing, right? So respect there, like all good,
100%.
right? But on that other end, it's just like, is there another way? Like again, like that is legendary. Right,
That's
to tell that
legendary.
story,
Yep.
to go from a basement, right, and some video, then go on as a nobody on Twitter, start calling people out. Now, I mean, obviously, the Aaron Judge tweet was the tweet that really, all of a sudden he became not just some no-name dude calling out, Justin Stone and us and 108 and every hitting coach that's ever done things, right?
Definitely.
But definitely legendary, like to do that. Like there's not many ways that happens.
Yeah. And I think in the moment that goes back. Do you want to add anything else about Teacherman?
What do you got? You got, was he?
Yeah,
what do
he
you
was
got,
Rookie
Cody?
of the Year in 2017. That year, Altuve won it.
Got it. So what was right? Yeah.
Look at that.
So he's Rookie of the Year, and then so you got
Yeah.
Rookie of the Year, and then again, also you want to look up too, like some of his minor league stats and see where I know that he was kind of struggling before, and again I don't know when they exactly started working together, but in any case I know that he wasn't just absolutely crushing, and there were some things going on, and he needed some help.
Yeah.
I also have a lot of theories. We talked about this in-house about why I think him going to someone like, we'll generally throw it out here now, right? Aaron Judge before was lunging and pushing,
Yep.
right? Lunging and pushing his hands. Then he went to a guy that was trying to get him to stay on his back leg and turn the barrel,
Turn the barrel behind him.
right?
Yep.
So generally, I mean, again, obviously that's his overall philosophy,
Yep.
right? But in general, like if I get a guy that's lunging and pushing, I'm going to use a lot very similar cues. The problem is when you're getting guys that are already stuck on their back leg and then they're already losing their barrel, and then you give them the same cues, then you start having guys that, like your Cole Calhouns, those guys that were like, they're almost ending their careers because they're already having issues with that before.
Yeah.
And then now you're giving them those cues again. You're making them worse.
You're feeding the compensation.
Yeah.
Even
What do you got, Cody? What is this?
Yeah. So, AAA in 2016.
You got to switch the camera, bro. I want to see your cute little face for everybody. Come on. There he is.
So we had AAA in 2016. My man's had 19 bombs, hit 270. OBP of 366. Slugged 489.
Okay.
Double A.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
The year before, 284 batting average.
Oh, kind of ball striked a little bit though, Garth.
866. Slugged 516. And had
how many
12 bombs.
12 bombs?
In 2015.
Okay.
Let's go back.
Anything stand out, like anything big? Any big average jumps or something?
Nothing really jumped off. His, what does it say? In the fall league, that first year in the fall league, it looks like he hit 333 with 9 bombs. And then when he went up to, A ball, he dropped back down to 278, 255, 224.
Okay.
I
So,
think.
I mean, he was still getting his hits.
No,
mean,
I
he's a-
think his
you know.
biggest jump was when he got, because he won the Rookie of the Year his first full season.
Mm-hmm.
He did get called up like late August, early September the year before, and he was like 3 for 40, I want to say, or something like that, with a lot of Ks.
Yeah. So that first year he got called up, he had 4 bombs, hit 179.
Yeah.
And then the next year he hit 52 bombs,
Yeah,
and
that was-
284.
Yeah, that's
That
a
was
big
the jump
that's a
full
big
year.
jump.
That was the jump
Yeah,
that
and then also,
offseason.
I was going to say that, right? Even you hit 12 jacks in AAA, and the next year you hit 59 in the big leagues. That's dramatic.
That's legendary, bro.
Yeah. There's definitely some. I mean,
That's
obviously,
legendary.
too. I mean, you go into that, right? Again, I think he is the biggest. I think
Him
when
or
it goes to
him or
height.
Stanton, but he's still
He's
taller
heavier.
than Stanton too.
Yeah, and he's also heavier than Stanton is too.
Yeah.
I believe, off the top of my head. But in any case, yeah, obviously the scenario there,
Yeah.
right? Like we talked about that on the other end, but yeah,
I mean, I think when we tie it back in too, these guys are kind of legends, like the players.
yeah.
So are their coaches legendary?
Well, I wouldn't say.
Or is it-
I wouldn't say that Aaron Judge is a legend yet.
No. Well, okay. So what he did was legendary,
What do you mean? From the 12 to 59 jacks?
or is
I mean,
that
there's
just?
some. I mean, it's really, really, really good. I don't know, like legend, like bro, that's legendary. I think that's another. I mean, that's like if he all of a sudden. I mean, if all of a sudden he hit 50 plus jacks for the rest of his. I mean, that's like Barry Bonds stuff. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But like, you know,
Is that the farm? What is that?
what are we getting?
Oh, we got our boy.
Oh, we got a call on the phone.
Calling to the farm phone.
All right, should be on.
There he is on the farm
Hi,
phone.
guys.
Adrian Dinkle.
Dink,
What up, nerd?
What's up, nerds?
what's going on?
What do you guys sound like? You're like, I know you're in Vegas, but why do I sound like I'm talking to you like all the way from Vegas?
Yeah, we're still figuring out the whole mic there, but on our side, you sound crystal, like sexy still, So
It's tough. It's tough to make you sound sexy, but somehow you do.
yeah, it's all right.
Dude, literally, I got the golden voice.
The golden voice.
Dink, look, man, I need your help. I'm sitting here arguing with Joey. I'm just gonna ask you a question, man, before we even preface anything else. What is a legend to you? Like, what makes a legend?
Oh, God, what makes a legend? Somebody that has done it for a long period of time at an extremely high level.
Thank you. I'm just saying, would you consider Aaron Judge a legend?
Not right now, no.
That's what I was saying. Not yet. It's too
Yeah.
early.
Not yet. Does Bo think he is?
No, I said what he did his rookie year was legendary.
Well, no, but first you said
Okay, well, there's a difference between legendary and then legend.
Agreed. But he initially said that if players are legends, are their coaches legendary? And he was, we've been having a discussion about the old teacher man. So we were having that conversation there. That's where we were at.
Yeah, legendary. Yeah, the rookie season legendary, not legend.
Yeah,
There it is.
I'm in on that.
So let me ask you it this way. Let's say Jeffrey Dahmer. Is that
He's a legend. He is a legend serial killer.
Yeah. Agreed.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I
Yeah,
agree.
like you have not Son of Sam. Who was the one that got only had killed 2 people? That was legendary for 2 days, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
I get it. Yeah. Okay. I agree. There's difference.
Or even Ted Bundy up there in our neck of the woods in Salt Lake.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and then you had like what was the PTA or PT or what the hell, blind BTK killer in Kansas? That guy was a legend. He did that for 30 years.
Yeah, he did that for a long time.
Yeah, for sure. How's recruiting going for you this offseason?
It was good, man. We're done.
Okay.
We're done. I mean, we're done. I wouldn't say we're done. You're never done. Of 96 to 104 comes out like my tweet was looking for.
The lefty?
Yeah. If that guy comes out, we're gonna find room. But
all right.
It was good, man. It was good. Doza crushed it, and so it was good, man.
Good.
I think we got some good players. We'll see what happens in January.
Good. Did you end up keeping the whole coaching staff this year?
Everybody's been. Well, obviously my GAs are my GAs are new because obviously you got Dom over at the ranch, and then Lopez is special back in California. But 2 new guys, man. That's it. Doze and Dollar back, and then I've got the 2 nerds coming in.
The 2 nerds coming in. You know, I would have signed there straight out of JUCO. You know.
Yes, it'd have been smart.
It'd have been good. I probably wouldn't have torn my shoulder before I got to you.
I don't know if he would have taken you at that time.
That's
right?
probably also true. Actually, no. I think that's probably would have been more useful at that point. You know.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Oh, that's classic.
I actually, I've been talking to Robbie from NAI Ball. He says that it's really hard to get information on people, Dink. So do you mind sharing?
It's really hard to get information from what?
Just on players people are getting or anything like that. Do you have any names or people you'd like to share for Robbie or anybody else?
Is he talking about recruits?
Recruits.
Dude, I put our entire recruiting class. We put our recruiting class on Twitter, man.
Well, he's struggling over there. Then that's it. Well, that's tough. That's tough for him.
That's
honestly.
tough.
Honestly.
I literally can tell Robbie, and I'll tell Robbie something. I'll give him our entire recruiting class. I don't care if the whole world knows. They're here. Like, what? Are we gonna find out? What are we hiding it for? Yeah, no. I mean, geez. I mean,
you gotta tell us.
We literally announce all our guys. I will send you a detailed. I'll give you a full scouting report on what they can and can't hit if you want.
I just want to know about your 2027 recruits that you're already working on. That's all.
Those guys are done too, man. It's the 9U freaking South Lakeland Eagles. My kid plays for them.
There it is.
So
that is.
Yeah, they're all coming out. They're all reclassifying early, dude. And they're gonna come out and play for us.
How is Cabe doing?
He's good, man. He's getting big. Big head.
Big head.
He's getting big. Yeah,
big.
Big.
Top heavy.
Yeah, he's very, very top heavy. Dude. He's got to keep the balance. It's hard to keep him freaking anchored into the ground. He just falls over.
You got to get him on the farm board.
That's what it is.
He's been on the farm board, man, surfing all over the place.
Surfing all over the place.
I love it. All right,
it's classic. Well, hey, we appreciate you calling in here on the farm phone, my man.
Yeah. Hey guys. You still sound like you're all the way in Vegas, but yeah.
When are you? When can we get you out here to see the place?
I need to get out there at some point, man. I need to get out there to see my grandma lives over there in Mesquite, so I need to get out there at some point. Come see you guys.
Yeah, I mean, come out and do some recruiting, even though I know you do all that on social media.
Yeah, we're big social media recruiters around here. We don't really beat the streets hard anymore. We just kind of sit back, relax in our air conditioning, and just pray to God that the social media does it for us.
Dan, give the people your number one if they want to get recruited by your school. Your number one advice.
You better be a winner.
Yep.
I love it.
100%.
Better be a winner.
What else you got, Dink? We're doing more general lifestyle, kind of casual podcast. You got any other messages you'd like to share with the coaches listening in?
I mean, at our place, man, it's simple enough. I mean, you better be the right fit. You better know how to win in all phases of life. For us, if you aren't ready to come be tough and move quick paced, and be open minded, and understand that we're going to teach you a little bit different than a lot of places in the right fit for you. But we want the kids that to love Jesus first, and then love to get better and love to win. And when I say win, we don't talk about just winning. I say this all the time. We ain't talking about just winning in the baseball field. Winning in the classroom, winning off of the field, winning in life, winning at every phase. If you want to be that guy, man, we're always interested in finding players that can do that.
Yep.
Huge.
That's it, man. Well, we'll probably call you in again here. Probably not today, but sometimes I got to keep Joey straight with the arguments. You know how that is.
Yeah, well, yeah. If you ever need me to tone freaking out Joey down, I mean, keep seeing the infomercial. He's cussing on stuff the other day.
Hey,
I gotta clean the.
I actually tuned
Clean
in.
it up.
I actually tuned into my inner Dinkle. Your swing sucks ass. I think that's a perfect line. That's something I think you would have said.
Just like that. Just keep it Just keep it for real. That's it, man.
Yeah, just keeping it real.
That's it. Keep it real or make you think you're good. One of the two.
One of the two. You got to go one way or another. You suck or you're good.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah. Other than that, man, things good with you guys?
Yeah. No, we just got back from AZ. We're just out there with those guys over there at Push. Do you know DJ Edwards out there?
I don't know him, but Bo said something about him the other day, so I dug into it, obviously. But I do now.
Yeah, we'll have to connect you. He's got some dudes out there, man.
Yeah, we need to get out that way for sure.
We're trying to dial it in to get out there and see you guys in September, huh? You guys still open for that?
We're still open, man. Love to get you guys out here. Love you to see the place. Bo, you've been out here, you've worked out here, but yeah, it's a great place to be, man. It's awesome to get you guys out here. I'm excited to see Joey come out here and teach our hitters how not to do things, but then we'll be rolling. And then Bo come in the back door and clean it up,
Usually.
I agree.
It's a good thing Joey actually he has a girlfriend now. It's probably a good thing he'd probably come out of there wifed up.
Yes, he would. This place you will leave with a wife.
No, I mean really though, there's no place with more beautiful women than Salt Lake City though.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you this, boys. There was no place now until I went back about a month ago, and then I realized I'll never go back.
I'll never go back.
I'll never see it. I mean, I have a whole family that lives there. I mean, I love it home, but Lord, it's changed so much, man.
Yeah,
it ain't the place I grew up in.
Yep. All right, Dink. Well, we appreciate you hopping on, man. We'll I'll call you. We can finalize that trip down in September, and we'll probably make you a regular on the show.
All right, bro. Let's get it up in here.
All right, man.
All right, see you.
Appreciate you.
Fellas. Later, guys. See you.
Legend.
Basically a radio show at this point.
Yeah.
You never know who's going to call in. You just tune in. You never know who's going to pop in for 5 minutes.
100%.
Just little nuggets in there. First you're talking about Teacher Man, the next second you're getting recruiting advice. That's what you get here.
That's what you get.
That's all you get here, baby.
That's what you get.
Yeah, and also get Cody's face every once in a while.
Just every once in a while.
There he is. Popping in.
He's got some swag, dude. He's got the Trevor Story vibe going.
Yeah. I mean,
He keeps saying Trevor's Story.
yeah.
That's a big man.
I know. Yeah, he's also, like the best shortstop in the league, bro. I mean, come on.
Wasn't Cody in his conference?
I mean,
no, far from best shortstop. Got to tone it down with all that.
not everybody's an All-American, Bo.
I've
all
been
right?
a couple plays.
Jeez. Good
Couple
golly.
plays.
Good golly. All right, Garth. We got to regroup.
Yeah, what are we bringing it back into?
We got to
Legend?
regroup. Okay. Well, I see Cody prepping us. With some. He's over there already looking up some Adrian Dink picks.
There it is.
Okay. Bring her back home.
What else you got?
You heard what he said.
Yeah.
You got to do it for. You want to be a legend. You got to do it for some time.
Mm-hmm.
TM is a little new.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a myth versus fact. All right. We'll go to objective.
I was gonna say it's just all subjective.
Okay. Well,
It's just too subjective.
Cody's the winner.
I got something.
Here we go.
So the notorious Biggie, is he
Yeah.
a legend?
Legend.
Yeah. Guy's
How
a
long did
legend.
he do it for?
He did it until he died.
He didn't do it very long.
Well, yeah.
Did it till he died.
He did it till he died.
He did it till he died, and his music reigns on.
Yeah,
if you're the top of the charts for that long,
did he actually do it for a long time?
I agree. It's a great point. Same with Tupac.
No, but I think do what for a long time? Is it making music, or is it being top of the charts and most listened to for a long time? That's a legend.
It's true.
If I make one thing and it goes for the next 20 years, I'm a legend.
Didn't he make the thing that's going? Hope they just signed a deal, Garth.
Who?
Aaron Judge.
Yeah. What do you mean?
He's a legend. He did one thing, and he's going to play for the
There we
Yankees
go
for
again.
years.
We're gonna have to call Adrian Dinkle back with that. Just because he signed with the team doesn't make him a legend, Garth.
No. I'm saying
You got to be at the top of the charts. Just because I have a song that's out for 20 years doesn't mean that it's a legendary song. Every song is out forever. Every player you can play for. Listen, if someone signs you on a contract and you suck for 15 years, listen, that obviously just happened.
See, but now you're just pulling things. Cody, we need to see how long his tracks were even in the top 10. Are they still on the top 10? We're still here talking about them.
I mean, look up you have to look up downloads or streams or whatever their metrics are that they use. I mean, obviously, his name is Notorious.
All I'm saying,
B.I.G.
I've seen Teacherman's resume, the one that he does in his notes.
Oh,
and he
stop.
sends it.
I've seen his notes.
You know,
I've seen the ones that are not on the notepad.
you know the notepad one that he sends out, and it's
I've seen the ones that are not on the notepad, the ones he doesn't list on there.
That's true.
Yeah, that's all. Those are also legendary, just the opposite way.
They are.
You know, we need some research here. We have to see what we got here. Cody's pulling it up for us.
We might be having.
I think this is.
What are we trying to look for? So
I want to know.
we got Mo Money, Mo Problems. Peak position 1. Peaked in 1997. Was 30 weeks on the chart.
I don't know if that's good. That's
pretty good.
I mean, I know it's good, but I don't know in comparison to like other legends. I'm assuming that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I mean, I don't know. We had to get some. We had to have a music artist call in. Get our guy DJ Prenup on here.
DJ.
DJ Prenup.
I mean, I know that like Taylor Swift's had some on the charts for like 2 years.
Yeah.
She's a legend.
Yeah, she's a legend.
And Drake.
I'm going to that. Yeah, Drake's also a legend. I'm in on that.
But I mean, I think we'll always go back.
I mean, it's a great argument because it is little period of time, right? But I think that what you produce, right? Like you can become a legend, right? Like if that lives on and that's like a top thing for a really long time. Like let's say I do, like for example, let's say, well, it's still updated. It's I was gonna say something like Facebook, right? And you create it one period in time, and then, but again, they keep updating it and they keep getting better and better or something like that. You know, so that's that because you have things like MySpace, right? That came out, beep boop, gone, see ya.
It was more legendary.
Yeah, that was a legendary
for its time.
Yeah.
I think though, like, I mean, what he's doing then is maybe legendary. I think maybe I'm even arguing out of my own argument that time will tell if he's a legend. But I think anybody that looks at him to say what he's done is legendary.
I wouldn't say. I think his I think that as a person, I think there's different than like certain things. I think how he went about his marketing, and that's legendary. That what he was able to do and is doing. It's different now because he's not actually doing what he was before, right? He like took his clientele and went to another space and like plays on Twitter once in a while. But like, yeah, I think that's a different piece there.
Some context, while Cody's doing some research, is I say legend because that's how we used to kind of like when I was younger. That's how we'd rate people. So we'd say they're like a local legend, or like just kind of like the word we said to say for greatness. But doesn't he has a facility now, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got his own little spot.
He's got his own little spot.
Yeah, he's doing his own thing. So it's not like he's like in nowhere. But I mean, and then you get the other question. Then you get the other question of, I guess you really go back into that other side. And I was kind of thinking on this other end, does it matter?
Does what matter?
Does it matter what you subjectively classify someone as?
No. What do you mean?
I mean, like if you consider him a legend, or you just say like, I could learn something from that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Anyways.
Well, I also think a whole nother avenue is like we're kind of saying like the whole. You talking about the hitting coach? You talking about the marketing, the business?
Yeah, they're all different
you
pieces.
Can break into the different pieces there too.
For sure.
But
because I think if you talk about like hitting coaches, right? Like Wallenbrock is a legend. He's a legend.
Yeah.
He's flipped so many hitters, and like, he's done some wild things with a lot of hitters, right? and he did it for a long time, and his coaching tree is crazy.
Yeah, he's done some stuff. hasn't he?
Crazy. And also his tree is crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, he's producing other legends.
yeah,
That's
a legend producing legends is a different level.
That's a legend lineage.
Yeah, yeah, that's a different.
impressive.
Yeah, no, that's a different level.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not that he was the end all be all, right? Like again, like you even look at like a scientist back in their day, right? Like they discovered something crazy, like Albert Einstein or something. Well, there's scientists out now that know a lot more than Einstein did, right? Doesn't mean that Einstein still wasn't a legend of his time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, Teacherman's produced some guys too, Garth.
No, yes. Like I said, if you get a guy that's lunging and pushing, I think that he would, but then for a short period of time, it's almost like when you take a drug too long, like you're already healthy and then it starts causing problems. You know what I'm saying? It's when you get to that spot of, okay, well, if you keep taking this, like, let's say it increases your appetite or something, right? Well, maybe you need to eat, and, that's what you're trying to get to, blah, blah, blah. But then at some point, you don't need that anymore. Now you're getting fat. Now you're, it's leading to some other bad health issues. Now you got liver problems and blah, 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 all these other things, right? So it's like there's a time and a place for every medicine. There's also a time and a place that I need to stop taking a medicine. That's why they don't prescribe, but they don't give you drugs and say, take this to the end of time. We're going to take this for 4 to 6 weeks, and then we need to stop because it's also bad for your liver if we keep taking this consistently, right? Or it's bad for X, Y, and Z.
That's how it was intended to be. Yes.
Yeah,
100%.
And so and so I think on that other note, like, the same thing too with a lot of those things. If someone stops doing what they were doing, the prescription works. Right? Yeah. Prescription works. It did what it was supposed to do. And then you keep taking the prescription. And then now it starts causing other problems. Right? Then you start having some of those things. And then all of a sudden guys have to start thinking, again, guys that turn the barrel really well, and sometimes I would go on the opposite end, like they're losing their barrel. Those guys, a lot of those, like Freddie Freeman. Yeah. Freddie Freeman, we talked about that, right? He's got to think really on top, get on top of everything and shoot like low liners and ground balls, right? But that helps him not lose the barrel, and then he levels out in the game, right? Because he gets the problem, just like Chris Bryant. He gets the problem of losing his barrel. Trout gets the problem of losing his barrel, right? Harper gets the problem of losing his barrel. So those guys all think really direct and think really down.
A-Rod.
Yeah, right? A-Rod. And then there's a lot of guys that are already really steep for a multitude of reasons. So if they think down, right, then they're going to be awful. They're going to be just hammering balls into the earth, and now they're so steep, their bat path is awful, and all those things. So like for sure, we talked about this. It doesn't necessarily have to do with the coach in that situation. Every cue works. Every drill works. Prescribed at the right time, and also too, certain drills or certain prescriptions are going to help more people than others. Right. It's just everything has a play and a time, you know. But there's a middle ground there. That's why I think it's good, like in some ways that with that, but time and place.
Yeah, it's like with that comparison, he's like a specialist.
Yeah, you go to him.
You go to him
he
when
can't
you have
fix
this you have this issue.
Yeah, he can't fix everything, but he can fix something for certain individuals that he'd be good to send somebody to.
Do you think, and this isn't him, because where I stand with him, but in general, do you think a lot of guys just lack awareness that that's what they are?
Well, I think,
or do you think it's like a monetary thing where you still need to pay the bills?
Well, I think again, it's one thing if you go see a specialist and the specialist, you pay them a lot of money because they're a specialist. Okay, well then now that's the marketing. There's business model behind that. But when you're charging what everybody else is charging, and then you're a specialist, well, it's gonna be hard for you to stay in business, right? So, I mean, in general, you kind of want to market to a lot of people, or if I'm going to market to a really type niche, right? Like, well, then I'm going to have to put my prices up because I'm going to have less clientele to be able to fix those things. But the people that really need it are going to be really good with that, right? So, and to your point, to answer your first question, I think that it's a little bit of both, right? So you got lack of awareness that you think that you can fix everybody, right? Yeah. And then also too, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know why you can't get certain guys to produce. You think that they're not moving like you want them to move, right? And if I just spend a little bit more time with them, and maybe that's true. Sometimes that is, But also too some lack of awareness there, where there's, again, we were just talking about that this weekend, where there's plenty of times where I'm like, yo, like we're gonna need to go see a strength guy. We're gonna have to go see another PT. There's a lot of dysfunction that's happening in here that me as a hitting coach, I'm not gonna be able to fix on my own. Right. That I may need other experts or other guys I'm gonna lean on, like again my DJ Edwards of the world or Tyler White or these other things, right? And in a perfect world, I mean that's what we're talking about. MLB organizations, that's what they're trying to do. Yeah. Is create that environment where, because we used to see that at 108, we used to talk about that, right? You got your pitching, hitting, you got your again like a PT or a biomechanist, and then you also have your strength side, right? And all of those people intermix talking together, and then you also have your coach on your field, right? Your field coach is like, hey, again, when it comes to baseball IQ stuff, and that's a whole nother, and then psychologist, right? And you got all these groups working together of like solving certain issues. But again, obviously we talked about that before. It's like when you're a certain type of tool, you're trying to just fix it with how to fix things. Yeah. And so when you're a psychologist, you commonly think that everything's because of something's going on in the brain. It's
mental,
right? It's all just mental and emotional, which again, in some point you're right, right? But at the same time too, it's like your techniques of how you go about fixing it probably aren't enough. You'd probably also have to go get a strength coach, and you'd have to go get a biomechanist, and you'd have to like, and again, that's what organizations trying to do, but it's very expensive to get experts of all of these different fields.
And it's hard. Tough to get people that have enough understanding of the entire system, even if they are strength coaches or PTs. There are just some that are a little bit better than others. Yeah. Yeah. No, so I think that's the thing right there. And also too, even with that, most people want what they want to do. Yeah. Even if that's what's best for them. Mm-hmm. So it might be best for you to go see another hitting coach, but because that fits more of your style or how you like to feel or what your preconceived notion of how you think you should be moving, then you might not ever go and see the person that you really do need to see. And again, maybe sometimes that might be a psychiatrist, right? Or something like that too, where Definitely. Like you need to go see that, but you think you'd rather go and lift weights with a strength coach, right? And you'd rather go these other, because that's your strength area where you feel comfortable or whatever, so. Or that's where you've compensated for so long.
100%.
That's just what you need to do to hit how you are.
Yeah, I'm just going to do with what I can. And yeah, for sure at one point, if I could go and unpack that and start all the way over and I wasn't 50 years old or whatever that is, right?
My boy was late in life when he decided to do that. Yeah. A TM.
Yeah.
Never too late.
For sure. But yeah.
What you got on Biggie? So
circling back.
So the charts, they this one ranked him on albums, weeks on Billboard 200. And Biggie's album was 9th at 192 weeks on the Billboard 200.
Wow.
This is crazy too. So you got a Drake album that's ahead of it at 197. If you're reading this, it's too late. Then Tupac's 289 weeks.
Another legend.
Mm-hmm. And then another Drake one, 302 weeks.
Drake is insane.
And you got Eminem at 320.
No way. Recovery?
The GOAT.
Yeah, Recovery, Take Care by Drake.
Drake is a monster.
3 of them. And then you got another Eminem at 357.
That was a classic.
And then you got Kendrick at 359.
Yeah.
Good Kid, Mad City. And then guess what? Another Eminem at 462.
Wow. Eminem's a monster.
Eminem and Drake.
Lil Wayne's not even on there, huh?
Not in the top 10.
Wow.
I think.
That's crazy. So
Drake was 10 too with views.
Well, and I think the tough part here though is that you also have I think the issue there is that you also have Drake, who's now modern, where you have like TikTok and stuff. Mm. You know what I'm saying? And not that he was, I mean, a lot of those albums were before even TikTok came out. But I think that with that, like, I think that's a little, you know, it's going to play into a part of like streams and stuff too. And also you also have too, I mean, back in the day, think about that. You'd go get a CD, right? Or even when they came out, I mean, when did CDs come out? Look that up, Garth. I don't even know. When did CDs come out? I don't even know when they had to have, those when CDs started coming out, right?
Yeah, it had to be like the 80s.
You think?
No.
I thought it was like early 90s when CDs.
1982.
1982.
The CD was invented
Okay.
in 1979.
Because they had
Okay.
what's it called before then? Records.
Walkmans.
Record
Well,
players.
Well, yeah, but they also had, cassettes.
Little tapes.
Yeah,
Cassette
cassettes
tapes.
and all that.
tapes.
But
Well, and
that's what I'm trying to say. Like now you get streams or all those things because we played on like a Spotify and you can track all this stuff.
Apple
Yeah,
Music.
yeah. It's very different too.
Yeah, there should be like I'm sure they do like a ratio, some
Yeah.
type of.
Some music guys listen to
conversion
this
or-
and going, "You guys don't know
Well,
shit."
I don't. But what I will say, and we don't need to go into it because it's also a little. I don't want to say monopolized, but
Yeah.
the industry and whole, like I've read some stuff that when you get to the top, there's a select few people at the top.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be tough to knock Drake off.
Oh yeah. Well, and also too. I mean, I would say that's true.
Producers and everything.
Yeah, I would say that's true in any industry
100%.
though. Like again, like try to stop Amazon. It's
100%.
Like, like they
It's
get
too monopolized.
so much. Well, and just so much momentum.
Yeah.
Like again, they can just run over things and just solve it, and throw
Yeah.
money at things. Like, yeah, it's just a whole nother ball game. I mean, same thing too. Like, think of the things that Driveline can run through that other companies can't run through.
Yeah.
Like, they just start.
Just have more resources.
Yeah, you got more resources and more momentum and more culture and more fans and more like
I see what you did there.
rapport and
More momentum. I like that.
oh,
Smart.
smart.
True though. It is true. Once the snowball's rolling downhill, I mean, try to step in front. It's gonna run you over.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's a different thing. So,
Yes.
so to your question, Cody, what do you got now? Now that you read that,
I guess the first thing I think of is I guess we don't know how long Teacher Man's teachings are going to last.
okay?
Like Biggie, he obviously made fewer albums than some of these artists
It's just
because of his lifespan, but it's lasted longer. So
it's a little bit easier to objectify too. I mean, you got records and downloads and the whole thing. How do you objectify
It's
a
like-
hitting coach?
It's like
Mhm.
I think like in some ways, well, and that's the hard part is you can still go back and like run analytics, but it's like when people try to compare legends of different eras. Like you're like Jordan or Kobe or something. It's just like or LeBron. It's like they're all different games,
Different eras.
different eras, right? And there's different things that were important for those times, and that's why they did what they did to be great in those eras.
Yeah.
So it's a
Well,
little rough.
And it's always tricky too. This is kind of what I got you with yesterday.
Gotcha.
Look at the metrics.
Yeah.
Look at the metrics.
Yep.
Look at the followers. Look at the engagement.
Yeah.
We had a big league coach reach out to us a couple days ago, and what did he have? Like 200 followers?
Less than that. Yeah.
Less than that.
Yep.
So it's like to the public, yeah, he's more quote unquote known or
Mhm.
whatever, but like in the space, obviously not.
What space?
It's baseball space.
You think? Oh, you're saying? But add context there, just so that someone's listening and know what you're saying, more in the sense of like respected in the space as a high level hitting coach. Is
Yeah.
that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Got it.
But to the public,
To the public, it's a different perspective.
it's a different perspective.
Which is your ball game, right? There's a lot of guys out there that are to the public are, man, that's the best hitting coach I know. Well, you also don't know.
Yeah.
You're not in that
Yeah,
loop of.
you're not in the loop.
Yeah, you're not in the loop of the top hitting. You're going to guys that never like want to work in the big leagues or
Yeah.
never want to do. That's not their game.
Well, and they are playing a different game too.
Yeah.
They're playing different games within the game.
Yeah,
Teacherman's done a great job of
they'll
grabbing.
make more money
those
outside
guys.
of being. That's what people don't understand too. That are outside the space. You'll make more money doing lessons privately than you will working in the big leagues
For sure.
for a guy like that.
Yeah.
Right, or and then maybe not the big leagues, but like
working in
most
professional baseball.
professional baseball. Yeah,
period.
almost 95% of hitting jobs inside Major League Baseball.
Yeah. Most of those
Yeah.
guys make more money in the
Or minor
off
league
season
baseball.
doing lessons
Yeah,
than they do the whole year with their salary.
the whole year. Yeah, which is crazy.
Which
But
is
and that's what people think is like, oh, he's a pro coach. Doesn't that mean that he's the best?
once again
Sometimes.
you run into that, the perception.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe.
People are gonna be just asking us like, stop subtweeting, stop, just add them, just say it.
You got to be in the circle. But
Yeah,
okay,
I agree.
listen, that was a good one.
Maybe
flow.
we'll just have we'll just leave it up to the people.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to leave it up to them. We give it back to you, the people. We give it back to you. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's never us anyway. We're just giving our little take.
That's all it is.
Yep. And I just thought it was also classic on the show.
It was.
The other day. Go ahead and bring it back in.
Tying it back in.
Hold on.
This show is sponsored. This show is sponsored by the Air Farm Ones.
Oh.
Teach. This one's for you. Dink, appreciate you calling on the farm phone. That's actually the first farm phone episode. The first time it was featured on the show. There
Farm
it is.
phone, baby.
You can actually get both of these
Both of 'em.
at the system.farm under the products page. Go ahead and get your Air Farm Ones and your farm phone.
And your farm phone.
Farm phone.
Listen, we'll have more guys. Let us know. We're having more guests. Just hopping on during our calls.
Let's do it.
Let them hop on during the pod.
Cody, any last words?
No, I think you guys covered everything. We've been stirring up the last couple days for sure.
Cody, we can't have you on the show and you not release your funny ass shit on here, bro.
Hey, just give it time. Give it time.
Just give it time.
We'll get comfy.
He'll get locked in.
Everyone I've played with in my life, they know. Don't let me get comfy.
Yeah, it was pretty cool though to be like, yo, pull it up.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like it's cool. You know, so sometimes we say that like,
Yeah, we're just getting started. It's cool.
we're just getting started.
Cool. All right.
Sweet.
Well, from us and our partners, until next time, Farm System out.